Hello and welcome to Tech. Today we are discussing about working with loops and while loops in SAP Analytics Cloud. In SAP Analytics Cloud, we have two major loops. Number one is for loop and the another one is while loop. In the for loop, we are widely used over the arrays because in case of any iteration with regarding to the arrays, in case we have to select some data from the arrays, we have to find the status of the arrays. We use the loops, and both loops have some other have some particular separate reasons. So we will discuss both of these one by one. Whereas the while loop, they are used for minimum statement. When the statements which we want to iterate is very less, we use the while loop. Whereas for the long array of for the long list of statements, we'll use the for loop. Let's move on. Let's discuss first the codes which we will use live into the system in the later in this video. So what is for loop? They are used mainly working on arrays, as we have discussed earlier. When in this statement we will start for the for and then bracket and then statement 1, statement 2 and the statement 3. In statement 1 we decreases the variable, the loop iterator, and in the second statement we give the condition that is checked on this loop, and the last the statement number third, we will do some iteration. We will perform some tasks which we want to do while executing the loop. So in this slide example is given which we will explore later in this video. Let's move on. While loop. What is while loop? They are mainly used for executing few statements on a particular iterative condition. As we have discussed earlier, it is the same. And whereas in the while, we only give the condition within the bracket, and the iteration and the statements which we want to execute is coming into the curly bracket. So let's move straight to the system and find how we can these apply to the SAP Analytics Cloud scripting. Here it is. Now, first of all, we have to create. Let's create a chart. Let's select the chart element, and then let's drag and drop the chart. I drag and drop. Now the SAP Analytics Cloud wanted me to give the data set. Here is a data set which we have already used in my previous videos. This is the sales data set which which we will use in this story. So let's select the time series option, the revenue measure, and over the time. So I just select the revenue where it is. Here it is. Now I can also use the net revenue for the understanding. I am selecting only the revenue measure. And as far as the dimension is concerned, I will select for the time. I will select the date date dimension. Here it is. Now let's close this, and now let's resize my chart. Here it is. Now we have created our chart. Now for the effect of the iteration on this chart's values, we will use the button, and then behind the button we will embed our for loop and while loop one by one. Here it is. Now I will go to the edit. Here it is. Now we have to write the coding for the for loop, and then we will made the coding for the while loop. So for using the for loop in this behind the button. We should know what is the format of for loop. As we have discussed earlier, that for loop has a bracket, and in this bracket we have three statement. Number one is declaring the variable, uh, and uh, and then the statement 2 and the statement 3. But firstly we have to declare the hierarchies in which the array in which the hierarchy array variable, we have the values, we have all the values of the hierarchy of the date dimension. So here I write the variable hierarchy is the name of the array variable, and for this we have to pass the value of chart 1, and then we will use the code completion. Mm, in this code completion we have the option of get data source. After that, from get data source we have to again use the code completion, and we will use the get hierarchies function, which will get the hierarchy of the dimension. And in the parameter of the get hierarchies function we have to mention the name of the dimension. In our case, the dimension name is the date, so we will write the date as as a parameter of this function get hierarchies. So at the end of the statement we have to use a semicolon for completing the statement. So in this way we have called the hierarchies of date dimension and pass into the our hierarchy variable. So now we have to write the statement number 2 of this of our for loop. In this for loop we compare the variable of the j with the length of the hierarchies. So for code the length of the hierarchy will get from the hierarchy dot length function. And at the statement number 3 we have to increase the variables value with the 1. So the loop will the statement line of this of the for loop is showing the error, because we have to use the variable var before the j, before the j values initialization. So we will do later, but first what we have to explore, what we have to iterate in this for loop. We will write the console.log hierarchy because we want to show our result to the console. And then hierarchy j j is the iteration value of our for loop. And in this way hierarchy dot description and hierarchy dot id we can show it. So I use hierarchy j dot id and then plus sign for the concatenation of our string. And we create the space and then again concatenate with the hierarchy j dot description. So hierarchy dot j dot id will get the id of the hierarchy array of our date, and hierarchy dot j dot description will get the description of our hierarchy array, which is the date dimension hierarchies. So let's write the description here. After that our statement of execution statement is completed, but the system is showing the error, as I stated earlier that we have to use the var before the j, before the declaration of the j variable. So when I will use the var before j, the error will gone as like it was not arise. Here it is. Now as we have written the var before j, all the errors gone. And I think so our code of for the for loop is completed. So let's save our story, and then we will check our let's name it as a ms underscore story. So you can give any name as you like. After saving the story, we will go to the view mode and will examine the result of this for loop coding behind the check log button. So now here it is. Now we have completed our coding into the button of our story. So let's get back to our story, and let's name it. Let's first rename it to the check log button. So I can rename it by using the properties of the button. Now I named it. The label of a button is check log. So because by using this button we will check the log of the array of the date array. So let's save it first, and then we will go to the view mode and then check the result of this check log button, the result of our for loop scripting. Now it's loading. Here it is. Now our story has been loaded. So for checking the console log, we have to go to the option of browser in the more tools and then developer tools. Here we can check the console log of our story. So when I will click on the check log button, it should be show the parameters of the date array. So let's click on the check log and we'll observe on the log, console log. Here it is. Now as you can see, the console log is showing that quarter, month, day, year, half year, and all the hierarchies which are present on the date array are showing very perfectly here in our console log. So this is a result of using the for loop. And now we will apply the while loop on the same button of our story. Let's go again to the script and then click on the on click. Let's close this right panel, and now we will change the loop. So this is which we have to use the while loop. So I will use the while, and then I will check the length of let's first declare the variable x is equal to 0. Let's first initialize it with the value of 0, and here we will check the length of length of our array, that is hierchy dot control code completion, and then use the hierarchy dot length while less than x is greater than x. So here we use the length is greater than x till the while condition will be execute. Let's open the curly bracket of while, and then again we have to check the same statement. So I copy this out and then paste here. So then, and most importantly, we have to change the name of the variable here, because we are using x variable here, and we have previously used j variable for our for loop. So I change the name, the variable which used in the statement, and now it should be fine. But again, one thing is missing: the iteration, the addition with the value in the value of x. So we use the x plus plus, which will increase the 1 in each iteration of the loop. So now this is complete our while loop. So let's delete the for loop, and then control s. Let's save our story, and after that we will have to view our story, and we will check the result of the while loop, because we have eliminated the for loop. And after clicking on the check log button, the system should show the script should show the value of the parameter of the date parameter into the console log. So let's first go to the more tools, and then developer tools, and then developer tools, and then we have to use the console tab, because if you are experiencing the element and something else, you should click on the console tab, and then check the values in the console log. So right now it's showing this log, and it will add the parameter. It should be show the parameters of our hierarchy of date array accordingly, same as the for loop. So now I click on the check log. After this, here it is. Now as you can see, it is performing same as the for loop, and it is now showing all the parameters, all with id and description. The first one, yqm is the id, yhmd is id, ymd is id, and ywd is id, whereas year, week, and day are the description of the hierarchy array. So in this way we have implemented successfully the for loop and the while loop, and you can see the result of the check log scripting very accurately in the console.log. So hope you like this video. If you like this video, click on the like button. Let's meet into another new video. Till then, bye bye, take care. And last but not least, do So do subscribe to my channel if you are new to my channel. Thank you.